These games are ranked by play score, a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. Opening our list of the top 10 PC open-world survival games is S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Unlike most of the games on this list, S.T.A.L.K.E.R boasts a harmless adventure about love and family. Survive the hostile wilds and guide a mother badger and her cubs to safety. Encounter deadly birds of prey, nighttime terrors, or Mother Nature's unforgiving changes. Explore a world designed for a casual experience. It's not a AAA game that boasts explosions and lush graphics. It's a game intended to create art and make players feel entertained. To survive the forest, feed your cubs, and scavenge for food scattered around its world. But its myriad of challenges pose a bigger threat than just an empty stomach. Make your way through dangerous landscapes and immerse in the game's beautiful soundtrack. The only way to survive is to find shelter, and that's your only hope. It has a play score of 7.63. Number 9 is Dead Island. Techland's first game was a game changer to the open-world zombie survival genre. Set in a fictional island, follow the lives of 4 people after a night of intense partying. A mysterious outbreak has plagued the island, causing everyone to become flesh-eating psychopathic creatures. This is how the game begins. Once you step out of its world, experience a nightmare where luck is your only hope for survival. Grab a suitable weapon and smack the undead to gain EXP. The game has a mix of RPG and action elements. Upgrade your skill tree and customize your weapons to your liking in its weapon modding feature. With the game's success, it spanned a couple of standalone expansions and even gave hope for a possible sequel that's coming out sometime soon. Dead Island has a play score of 7.94. Number 8 is Dying Light. When we expected a sequel to Dead Island, Techland instead gave us a whole new IP. This first-person survival game lets you roam around a fictional third-world city quarantined due to a viral outbreak. The game is in a way similar to Dead Island. Players can explore a city populated with flesh-eating creatures, and you can choose to fight or run away from them. Aside from its parkour and a bigger world, the game's twist lies in its day and night cycle. At daylight, scavenge and find important resources, while at nighttime, survive a horrific experience as you encounter powerful zombie types that would rip you to shreds in seconds. It's in these day and night moments that made Dying Light stand out, and that doesn't even count the amount of new DLCs that the developers continue to pour in the game. It has a play score of 8.14. Number 7 is Dead Rising. Keiji Inafune's take on the zombie survival genre takes it into a different approach. Instead of running away from these brain-dead monstrosities, why not take our time and use them as enjoyment? The survival of the species still poses a greater threat, but who's to say that we can't have fun while we're at it? It's the first game of the series. Follow Frank West, a freelance photographer caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Find out the cause of this hidden virus and show them who Frank West really is. Scavenge materials, craft absurd weapons, and take down hordes of undead in style. Survive for at least 3 days inside the infested shopping mall and unlock the game's multiple endings. It has a play score of 8.23. Number 6 is State of Decay. Another zombie game on the list, Undead Lab's State of Decay is a single-player adventure that takes you to a land filled with the undead. Create your own story by meeting new faces and building settlements so that you could live to tell the tale. Its third-person gameplay was met with good praise, but its lack of multiplayer made the game boring. That's what sequels do. Compared to the Year 1 Survival Edition, this doesn't feature the new stuff, including 2 gameplay modes called Breakdown and Lifeline without you purchasing it. It contains the base game with deep survival mechanics and unique stories to tell. We can't wait for the sequel because this game has a play score of 8.35. Number 5 is The Long Dark. Explore Canada's icy wilderness in this one-of-a-kind survival game from Hinterland Studio. Scavenge for the tiniest morsels, stave off the bitter cold, and fight against the hungry predators. It's one of the most fleshed-out survival games on the market right now. But it's not a complete experience. The game has its own episodic adventures. This separate story mode will feature 2 chapters with 15 hours worth of story. For replay value, they also added a challenge mode for the thrill seekers. It has a play score of 8.43. Number 4 is S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Call of Pripyat, a direct sequel to GSC Game World's radioactive Shadow of Chernobyl title. and the third in the overall series. It brings us back to the post-apocalyptic wastelands of Russia, but this time, we make a move towards the largely divided city of Pripyat. Take on the role of Alex as he ventures to the outskirts of the Chernobyl power plant in a bid to uncover the mysterious helicopter disappearances in the zone. Released in the wake of the series' many glaring failures, this third entry managed to save the franchise with its tense atmosphere and improved gameplay. It has a play score of 8.53. Number 3 is Don't Starve. Venture into worlds unknown in this German expressionism-inspired game of gigantic proportions. In the increasingly blurred lines of the genre, Don't Starve stands to be more roguelite than roguelike. It retains permadeath and randomly generated worlds, but it mainly highlights exploration and survival over everything else. In this world full of monsters and creeping loneliness, fighting for your life does not come easy. Venture around a world teeming with resources and use them to your advantage. Forage for food, unlock new technologies, and fight against the sullen darkness and the transitory seasons. Don't Starve also comes with plenty of unlockable characters, each with their own different playstyles. Aside from that, gameplay might be fun, but what really draws you in is its impeccable art style. It oozes with the gloomy artistry of the German art movement. Bask in its eerie atmosphere and listen to the character's musical silence, because this game has a play score of 8.69. Number 2 is Minecraft. When it comes to open-world voxel-based survival, it was Microsoft's Minecraft that started all of that. This sandbox game with block-style visuals is your go-to choice for your little brother and sister. Throughout the years, it still contains 5 different game modes to choose from: Survival, Creative, Adventure, Hardcore, and Spectator. Its recent updates added a whole new feature that lets the player host a server to interact with others. Survive together in a procedurally generated world, or mess around by playing with bombs and building more portals. The game's massive success gave Microsoft the opportunity to port them on almost all gaming consoles, including the latest Nintendo Switch. Its PC version, however, is known for its creative use of its modding features. Now, it's used as an educational and entertainment tool for children. The future is bright for Minecraft, and it's not going away anytime soon. It has a play score of 8.74. And here are the runners-up before we reveal the number 1. Tom Clancy's The Division. Sweep the desolate streets of New York City in this post-apocalyptic third-person multiplayer shooter. As an elite group of tactical agents, prevent society from collapsing even more. It has a play score of 7.59. Sheltered. A deep and emotional survival game where you take the role of protecting your family members after a global apocalypse. It's like a pixelated version of This War of Mine, but with the same traumatic elements. It has a play score of 7.52. Sir, you are being hunted. An odd sandbox stealth experience where you escape from robot-infested islands with violence, trickery, and of course, stealth. It's a mix between humor and brutal gunplay, and it has a play score of 7.18. Betrayer. This first-person action horror adventure takes you to a new world at the turn of the 17th century. Encounter ghosts and solve mysteries in this once bright land. It has a play score of 7.14. How to Survive 2. Survive solo or with your friends in this zombie survival game from Echo Software. Fulfill your basic needs such as food, water, and shelter while defending yourself from this horrific undead threat. It has a play score of 6.99. You may get these games right now by clicking the links below. And the best open world survival game so far is Terraria. You're gonna love this. A game where only your imagination limits your creativity. Terraria is a sandbox-style game that takes possibilities to a whole new corner. Its core fun lies within the freedom of the players to seamlessly switch between exploration, combat, and construction. While it might look like another Minecraft clone, Terraria is a whole new beast entirely. It abandons the clunky 3D voxels for a more graceful-looking 2D environment. Start digging deep into caves guarded by monsters, or take it easy. Claim your little turf, mine herbs, gather weapons, and take on the grand quest for epic loot and rare items. Enjoy its rich survival elements and open-world design. The world is your own canvas. Create it. It has a play score of 8.86.